Hey there, folks. Welcome back to Taku Katsu, your podcast review show with your host, Cori.
You know what? Sometimes when I'm in a taxi, I just want to talk to a walrus.
And Patrick.
I've wasted my life not going to taxis. And you may have wasted your life not going to taxis. We should all go to more taxis, you guys.
And myself, Vicky. And last year I took a lot of Ubers, which I think are the new taxi, but there's something about the classic taxi that's you can't get.
But did your taxi
recreate?
Did your taxi driver look like a walrus?
Sadly, he did not. Unlike the walrus taxi driver of Odd Taxi, a quirky, how to explain a quirky show about a taxi driver
who is definitely
and everyone
a
just
murderer.
Happens to be animals.
He killed somebody.
No.
Oh no.
No, he did not.
He is a murderer.
He is an accessory to a disappearance at best.
He is an accessory to the knife that he used to murder a little girl.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about. What knife? What little
There was
girl?
no knife.
You know,
there was no knife. He probably just used his tusk. He was just like, ha 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 ha. He said, Zootopia don't got shit on me. Ha.
Yeah. Yeah, so with that odd conspiracy theory right off the gate, Odd Taxi is kind of like Zootopia meets Law and Order SVU. There's a disappearance of this high school girl. The taxi driver may or may not have been involved with that. There's corrupt cops. And also everyone's an animal. So I'll start with Cori.
I mean, okay, so you're asking what I like.
Yeah, what'd you like about it?
Shoot, I don't know. I had such a odd experience of watching Odd Taxi, not to use the word odd too many times. I thought that the Bruce Springsteen bit was unnecessarily funny.
That was very funny.
Bruce Springsteen. Why was that funny? I don't know. But it was funny.
It really was.
Just constant.
Yes.
There was something really funny about it. The opening and ending music was not, your normal shonen hype train. So that was different. It was interesting. Sometimes I want a little what was it? Nino and something from some
round table.
Yeah, round table from like Chobits or something. Sometimes it's nice, or you get a really quirky thing like from the music from Arakara Under the Bridge, which is man. Okay, look, for a
Deep
show
cuts.
that you've never seen and never will watch, it was a good show. It's like a combination of Excel Saga, but also very, very wordy, like Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei.
Mm-hmm.
So these are both shows I enjoy quite a bit. But yeah. Anyway, so this show, Odd Taxi, is about a taxi driver who's also a walrus, and he's just kind of like quiet guy doing his own thing. And I was mildly disinterested to start. Mm-hmm. And then like the kid gets in the car and he does this thing. I'm just like, okay, I don't know what this show's about. I heard that it was more interesting than I thought, so I'm gonna give it a shot. And I'm watching it. I'm like fully giving it my attention. I'm just like, okay, I don't know what we're doing. And they're talking about this girl, and then like the primate character who, not a baboon. I don't know what animal, what kind of ape he's supposed to be.
The doctor?
No. That's the gorilla.
The guy they're looking for?
You mean the criminal?
The criminal, quote unquote.
It starts with an M, the kind of primate.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a mandrake?
No. Mandrake? Is that I don't know. Anyway, mandrill? Whatever. I don't know what he is. But some kind of primate. Didn't look like he had a tail, so I assume he's not a monkey. Anyway. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I liked about the show. But I know that by the end of the show, I was like, all right, this is now my new crime drama that I'm interested in. I don't know how interested I'm going to be in it, like in the long run, because if they don't like ramp up the tension a little more in the next episode, I probably will just
drop it off,
forget about it.
Yeah.
But it got me like right at the halfway point. I'm like, wait, because he took the kid who's trying to be like a social media person, trying to go viral. Literally, he says it like 3 times. He takes a picture, and the criminal's in the picture, and I'm like, oh shit, that was awesome. Like the setup was great because you didn't see it until after they like interacted with the police and they brought up who they was, and then guys like, oh, I went viral, and you're like, what? He's like, I don't know why I went viral. I think it was because I was clever. And then you see in the picture because they zoom in, and you're like, oh, you went viral because everybody saw that there's a freaking murderer in your picture. It was great. It was great. And that got me. That was enough to like, okay, now I'm interested. And then, dude is talking to someone in his closet because they're dead.
Yes.
They're dead, and he killed her.
No.
All right, go.
Well, Patrick,
I don't think he's.
I'm fully committed to Walrus murdered girl. He's crazy. He's a crazy psycho loner who doesn't seem like a crazy psycho, but definitely a loner. And he killed her, put her in his closet, and he's talking to a dead girl like, you can leave whenever you want.
Oh, that's some good conspiracy.
Because she did not talk, move, make a sound. Everybody thinks he's talking to someone else, and they're creeped out. He is a murderer.
I think she's alive. She's just, ashamed of like the running away. He's just helping her out for some reason.
She's dead.
What, Patrick? What did you like about it?
Higehiro told me one thing.
Well,
little girls don't run away and get ashamed.
We'll
they
get
just
back
sleep
to
with
that.
older men for no reason.
For sure.
You see, Vicky. That's the easy answer. But talking to a dead body. Now that's some spicy details. That's spicy. Okay, yeah. I guess going to me. I do agree with what Cori said. It is a slower burn. This show feels like it's going to take its time with the setup and the plot, and it seems like there's a lot of fluff. The conversation in this shows are like between the characters are it opens up with a ragtag cast of different animals, and you're like they're all connected somehow. It seems like right, like he's the doctor, and then there's the little innocent looking alpaca who's the only one in the town. Oh, she's so
cute.
But then she's
so cute.
They set up where like she's like doing the drug dealing or something.
I thought she was
like,
sheep.
Definitely stealing drugs.
Exactly.
And I'm like, oh, she's not a sheep at all. My bad. I don't know what alpaca looks like.
She's an alpaca.
Yeah.
Yes. They're like sheep giraffes. Long.
Yep.
Or something like that.
That is accurate.
Llama,
That's accurate.
llama.
Yeah, but like it's okay. I'll just say like it's like you said. Yeah, it said Zootopia. I'll say Animal Crossing.
Beastars.
Like it's all those animal Beastars. It's all those animal type of dealies. But I like Animal Crossing because they're more like chibitais in a way, and they're more like circular and more like
cutesy,
that kind of round. And it is slow, but after the halfway point and then to the ending, you're like, okay, what is going on? Like because the conspiracy theory is right. It's like I think the criminal is actually a good guy. The guy with the gun, the monkey with the gun. I think he's trying to find the girl, or maybe there's some shady stuff going on. The cops takes the data of the camera footage.
That
taxi.
was great
geez,
end of the episode where he just goes in there. It's just like boop, and then here you go. He's like, what?
And he's like,
oh,
we'll make this easy. If you got nothing to hide, just let me in. And then just takes it. And it's like, this is...
Oh, man.
Or, hold on. Patrick, you have anything else?
No. I guess throughout the show, it's like, I'm not sure who to root for. Like you want...
Yeah.
The show sets it up to root for different characters. Even you want to root for the guy who wants to go viral. You want to root for the guy who's who's having trouble dating, right? He's on Tinder or something. And he's swiping. He's just always swiping, right? He changes his income.
He changed his income to like 200,000 yen or something like that.
2 million or something.
It was some huge number.
And there's so many characters in this show that are down, and you're just like, I want to root for this guy. But then the Walrus is like the main character. But it's like, I don't know who to root for. Like, man, there's just so much things going on. But that is the main appeal of the show. Like, if there's just a lot of like fun characters, and and the setup is all about it feels like how they're going to interconnect with each other, and that payoff. Hopefully, like that's what you're kind of going for, like the payoff.
You're gonna root for the same person you rooted for when you watched Code Geass, when you watched Death Note, and when you watched The Avengers. It's either light or it's not. It's either Thanos or it's not. It's either Lelouch or it's not.
It's either Walrus or Monkey with the Gun.
Monkey with the Gun. For a show where everyone is animals and there's no explanation for it, you would think it would be a lot more lighthearted, but it's very much like a gritty crime drama where it's like not even Law and Order SVU necessarily, but just like Law and Order, all of those Dick Wolf shows that he's got, like a million of them, and it's a slow burn for sure.
Law and Order taxi units.
Yeah,
Animal
much.
taxi
like,
units. Very specific division.
Animals Crossing. For me, I liked the realness, despite being set in such a fantastical setting where everyone's animals, but it's fine. The joke with the Bruce Springsteen's hilarious. Also, the interaction between him saying that, we grew up watching phonographs and never touched one, so, like, the younger generation, you can't say the younger generation can't even work cassette tapes. Like, you see it in movies.
Yeah. And he calls the BS. Like, he's like, nope. He calls them out. Like, what are you talking about?
Lay off that generation gap shit. Yeah. I'm a girl old walrus. Shut up.
It's got such a realism to it that it's not what I was expecting. And if I were in a mood for something like slow burn, I'd definitely like put it on and just be like, all right, let's investigate this mystery. So with that,
this is definitely a show you cannot watch passively.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta pay attention.
You have to engage in it and find the mystery pieces. Like, who is this girl? Why is she missing? Why was she in his cab? Why is he telling her she can run away at any time?
Why is this alpaca a sus alien?
Yeah, why is she stealing drugs?
Who is he talking to in his room? Like, who is in that room? Like, that's
his murder victim.
Oh, jeez.
Why is the cop crooked?
Yeah.
Because he straight up was like, don't go to the police. And it was like, wow, what's going to happen if I do? And it's like, yo, a monkey with a gun. It was like, wow.
No, exactly, right?
Okay.
It's like, yep.
His brother, his brother, I'm like, is his brother stupid? Like,
like good.
Maybe he's brand new. Yeah. Maybe he doesn't know. But he was just like, what's he talking about, brother? Like, what do you think he's talking about? He just said your brother is a corrupt cop to your face. He says he knows the criminal to your face. You're just like, what's he talking about? Don't listen to me. He's a liar. That's what liars say.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have to tell yourself that you're like, if you have to defend yourself that you're not a liar, you're a liar.
Oh, man.
Especially since he passed off the data chip to him. Ooh. Conspiracies. The Cop brothers, I like to think that they are like the older version of the boys in Animal Crossing. What the hell are their names? Tom's nephews.
Oh, yeah. Tom
from Nook's Crannies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Just adorable, but corrupt in this instance. What do we not like about this show?
I'm not a huge fan of the art personally. It's whatever. Like, it's functional. If they would have made it the same exact show, but it would have been more of a straight up like noir style, I would have known what to expect. I think Odd Taxi's art style, like you said, makes everyone think it's just going to be a fluffy show about a taxi driver who's grumpy and then he's going to maybe save people or something. Like, this is probably not that show. And that's the thing. Like, as far as I can tell, it's a murder mystery show.
Right.
Or at least a disappearance.
Yeah. Well, we know he murdered her.
At the very least.
Yeah.
I think the cops and that mandrill, look it up. The criminal
Monkey.
guy are trying to kill her.
Yeah, I think I had that exact same thought. Was like, I mean, the artwork it is what it is. It's like, that's fine, and it's like cutesy. It's trying to like play on its head, like flip it on its head, right? Cute animals. Let's turn it, like flip on its head and give it more of a serious plot. But you were right with when I was watching the show. I was like, what if they were just normal human characters? What if this was an anime and it was set like with actual like, generic animation dudes, like, whatever. And I was like, would that either help would that help my interest in it, or would that decrease my interest in it? Like, it didn't really matter to me, because at the end of the day, it is just like a mystery, probably crime drama, and like I like the show just for that. But everything else is like you could reskin it, really. Like, you could get rid of the animals. You could it could be set in a different era. But what this does different from like a Yukoku no Moriarty is that Yukoku no Moriarty's world is like really helps it play and immerse yourself. But since they're like these little cutesy animals, like you're in an Animal Crossing world and you're like, oh, it's just like a little funner. It seems not as serious toned. I guess the setting is. It might not be their intention, but that's just kind of how it is, based off of the Chibitais characters, right?
Well, like, the difference between like a Beastars and a Zootopia and this is that them being animals in a otherwise human society type situation is the point. That is what makes the story go. While this one, to our knowledge, right? Because I haven't actually watched Beastars, but I'm familiar with that. To my knowledge, this show has not shown, in the first episode at least, why it matters, right? And then you can have superfluous facts about your world, but for the world to basically be the real world, but everyone's a different random animal, it doesn't at all acknowledge the facts that they're all different animals doing normal stuff that animals wouldn't do. So why are they doing it? And so then you add in there the very whatever art, and you're just like, it's just there to be there, so it doesn't drive the story forward. And as a writer of actual good stuff, I don't know why you would do that, other than just because you thought it'd be fun to draw animals.
It almost seems like, if, especially in the first episode, if they had explained even a little, or made it more prominent why they're animals, and they know they're animals because he was like, you're a gorilla. Unlike Beastars, where it's like they have specific goals in the show that you see that's based on them being animals. Like, I think it was like the top student or something, and it usually is a carnivore, but an herbivore wanted to get that spot. That was like, oh, that makes sense why they're all animals. Zootopia. What if the world was zoos? This, it's just kind of like, let's have a crime drama, and just for the fun of it, make it all animals.
Yeah, I think so too.
It contrasts with how serious a topic it seems to be focusing on, but I wonder if they did it on purpose to make, if what comes later is going to be so much worse, that they had to have it be so cutesy just to like tone down how bad the story gets.
Yeah, I can't imagine like the whole animal part of it like wasn't really played up. Like you guys said, it wasn't played up as much. It didn't really make a difference. But I'm trying to like, it's one of those things where I imagine to myself, does this help it? Or what if these were the same proportions, but they're just like a kind of like, it's sort of like like what is that show? A very popular show with the kids in it, like because it's trying to act like a kids show, the art, right? With the blue
so many
robot.
kids
What's
shows.
his name? That blue robot.
Yeah, the really
Doraemon.
popular show with the kids on it.
blue
Doraemon.
robot.
Doraemon, right? Like
Doraemon.
this art style. It's not the same, but the idea is like they're still like kind of chipitized characters, and they're like playing around. But imagine Doraemon being a serious type of show, crime drama, but this show just makes them animals and has that style. So it didn't really affect me. It's like, oh, they're just animals. It may play to a plot later, but it wasn't really hinted at much. Even in the first episode, they're just like, oh, we're just living our daily lives, following these characters.
So Doraemon art style, Miraniki Bloodfest.
Possibly. It did get a little gory. Like the monkey guy, like they did show some like he was beating. He beat up like a gang or something.
Oh yeah,
and they got a little bloody there. I was like, oh okay, that's something
tooth
there.
in the blood.
Exactly. So I'm like, if they lean into that, I'm like, okay, maybe trying to like dumb it down with the the animal and cartoony chipitized characters, but it didn't
also
really affect
update.
me.
It is a mandrill monkey that the bad guy was. A very dangerous
mandrill
breed of primate.
Maybe in two different spark mandrill.
But this is I picked this one because the art style seemed funner than what the story was going to be. It's almost as if Paprika would have been about a crime drama. And it's like, it just, why that style? Why the choice? So I wonder if something like later on is going to happen. But also, connecting it to what we watched last week, Higehiro, I think a girl ran away, was living on the streets or maybe didn't want to go home, somehow convinced the driver to take her home, and now we're just watching Higehiro, the real version, like if that happened.
The Higehiro alternate like a choose your own adventure, but this is one of the choices. Oh, you decide to take her home, and what else?
Yeah.
Murder her.
Yeah. Well, that's what could have happened with that girl.
We don't know.
Higehiro.
I still don't know. Yeah, exactly. That's true. Vicky's right about that.
Instead of everyone being like, "Oh, did you get a girlfriend?" Or you should keep whoever is in your life in your life. Like, no, it's like, no. If you have a high school girl.
That does sound way worse. Way worse.
Corey, out of context, this whole show sounds way worse. That whole show.
No, that's the thing. It's already
in context,
bad.
it's bad.
But out of context, it sounds way worse because it's like, hey, something's different. You should keep doing that.
Yep.
You don't know I'm committing a crime.
I will foster this kid. I will foster this young girl.
Yeah. Jeez. It sounds way worse.
Yep.
This is already
this is
bad.
Just the reality-based version of that plot line, that plot point.
Right. It's not going to be as smooth as Higehiro. Like, it's not going to be that smooth. She's not going to cooperate that well. Those two, there's going to be something going on.
Yeah, she's not going to cooperate that well at all because she's going to be dead.
No, I think she chose to go with.
She got a full tusk to the heart.
No, I think she might be mute or something, or like maybe the animal part, like she doesn't talk a lot or something.
Mm-hmm. Because he removed her throat.
No,
we don't even know what kind of animal she is.
Exactly,
she's like a deer. She's like a deer.
Is she?
They show her on camera. Yeah. They show her on camera. She was leaving a convenience store the same night. That's how you know. That's what they said on the news.
Wait, I thought that was a cat.
I don't think it was a cat. I think it was a deer.
That we know.
They all walk on two legs anyway.
Yeah. Not that there's a significance of what kind of animal you are in this so far.
Yeah.
Also, every animal so far has been a mammal, so that makes for relatively limited selection of animals and conflict.
It's true.
Like, if they're all mammals, like, what do the fish people do? What do the snake people do?
Like, I was going to say frog and... Yeah.
Yeah, so...
They're all cuddly. They're all cuddly, yeah.
Yeah.
Like...
So
it's a bit like Aggretsuko, where it's just everyone's animals, but that's not the point. The point is...
I like Aggretsuko. That's just a fun show to watch.
And even like with Aggretsuko, like Aggretsuko spins it on its head as well, right? It's like, it's like cutesy, but yeah, it's totally different.
But on the one hand, love Aggretsuko.
To compare it to Aggretsuko, like, Aggretsuko is clearly a Sanrio property. So it's there to sell their crap.
Yes.
I bought that crap. So it has worked very well.
Oh, yeah. Same thing with Sanrio boys. Nothing will make me buy merch more than all these boys that love Hello Kitty characters and like love to go to Hello Kitty World. Like Sanrio boys. If no one's heard of it or seen it, go watch it. It's amazing.
As the two boys shake their head.
It's a palate cleanser.
Aggretsuko is the first time I got involved in a Sanrio product in any real shape or form. Like the Kuma bear or whatever. I think that's Sanrio. The weird monster with the open mouth. I think that's Sanrio. Obviously, Hello Kitty is Sanrio.
Right. Obviously,
they have a bunch of other like stuff that is not nearly Gudetama. Jeez. That's very popular, like, weird, look at my egg yolk butt thing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But yeah, Aggretsuko has a similar, like, the art is more, like, stylized. And, most of them are mammals, but some of them are, like, snakes, and some of them are, birds or whatever. And they don't really explain why. But because it's Sanrio, because it's cutesy, like, why is this show full of animals? Because it's Sanrio and they wanted to make a cute animal to sell you stuff. But hey, here's a fun story about an office lady who sings heavy metal in a karaoke bar. That makes sense thematically because you can tell like what their plan was. It's like cute, sellable, make a good story out of it, animals go. Oh. Versus Odd Taxi, it's like he murdered a girl and now he's talking to her in his closet.
We don't have proof of that. That's just allegations at this point. But I do have a question to bring up. So similar to how this is very much, it feels like a crime drama that's just skinned with everyone being animals. And I can't remember if I've had this talk with you guys or if like outside of the podcast, but there's this thing that seems to be happening more and more where you'll have a character and they may have started off as male, but sometimes it feels like the shows are just cast with female characters just to have for the sake of diversity. Similar word. This is animals to be like, let's change it up a bit. What are y'all's thoughts on anime we've seen or such that has casted in that way or animated in that way?
Okay, let me see if I know what you're saying, but go ahead, Patrick, do you have something to say first?
No, I guess my first thought was like, if it's not a shounen, it's going to be always going to be a more male character. I feel like a lot of other shows are like want to gear towards a female like lady character is the lead. And I'm not sure if it's just the more recent stuff, but like I don't know. That's what I kind of see. Like, let's just put more girls on the TV show. I don't know. I don't know. Like, when I haven't watched. I'm clearly not an anime fanatic, but from what I've seen, it's like if it's not a shonen story board like Jujutsu Kaisen or Naruto, right? Like those are board stories, right? Let's gear towards them. So we have a male lead, and we have a whole cast characters. But I feel like there are just a lot more female focused shows, and from what I've seen, that is, and I guess I'm not discounting like all the isekais or those are mostly boring, like boys are usually getting to the it's kind of how I first thought that's how I see it, but yeah, it doesn't hurt, I guess in their eyes. But go ahead, Cori.
I think that if the show is about a female character and it actually has something to say about that, then that's what they were going for. I do think that in the guys in the same way that Fate Stay Night was like, we've got King Arthur. What if we made King Arthur female so we could sell some more stuff?
That's the
also, let's make it an H game, but take that out for the retail release for all the rest of the world. It is. It's originally from like the 2000s.
Yeah,
because I did not realize that
Fate Stay Night. Yeah, I first watched Fate Stay Night back in like the early 2000s. It's like it's fine, and then I'm like, why is this so popular? I'm like, oh, that's why.
Yes,
and I do think since maybe around 2010ish, give or take a couple of years, there have been a lot of shows where there's just a markedly higher amount of female characters, and it's not a harem, but it's like a harem, but for the audience, if they're male or what have you. Because it really does seem like a good, maybe, let's just throw a number, 25% of the shows out there could have more male characters, but they have female characters, because they're like, we can make cute female characters, we can sell figurines, and, that other part that we're not talking about.
Can I say one point to that? It's sort of like the reverse idea of Power Rangers and the whole like Sentai anime, where like they're all these like common riders. They're all like usually male leads and they're male superheroes. But there's so many toys. Like you make a toy out of every version, but you make a harem, you have so many girls and so many figures for each of those harems. Like Rent a Girlfriend, and even with Tomazaki and even with Higehiro, like the male character may be the lead, but they're like the cast of ladies is what's really the driving, like not really the driving force, but it's what like the attention is there,
Like that's where you get your marketing.
I think that part's normal. What I think I've noticed is that there are more female leads when they feel like it doesn't matter if it's a male or female, so they just say make him female because they're like
they'll just default now.
Yeah. I think that, and I don't want to say like the default is female because that's not what I mean. I think when it doesn't matter, when they say, hey, let's make a show, let's make some money, they're like, all right, cool. Does the character need to be male or female? No, make her female. Right? When all other things don't matter, if it's not a harem, if the gender of the character doesn't matter in any shape or form for the story, they make the character female because they know they can either make her have big boobs or be like whatever they think is the ideal that they want to sell.
Yeah.
You know what? The viewers can't see, but I was laughing a lot because I was in my mind. I did a lead, like a character check in my mind with all the past shows that we were talking about on the show, and I was like, what if I became a spider? So what? Like, was a male character? Like, like how would that change the dynamic? I mean, it wouldn't really change it as much, but it's like, but there it does later on with like
it would become Arufureta, which is a terrible anime. Don't watch.
Yeah. But then the one that made me really laugh was Mushoku Tensei, right? Like, what if that was a girl character, but you can't because the guy is such a pervert, and you play that stereotype. But I'd be like, no, let's make it a girl. Like, why not? Like, why can't we have that character?
Oh my god!
Right?
Do you
that would
know
be amazing.
If you made her the same character, what she'd have to do to gross out you the same way he did? She'd have to look at her dad and be like, I want to grab his penis.
That's what I'm saying. Like
that's what she'd have to do.
Again, it's not the norm. That's why it's like a male pervert or like the old neat or old male neats. Like, of course, there's female neat characters, but they're not that many. I guess, Wonder A Priority was one of them, right? But like, that's only like one episode. Like, it doesn't carry on. She's still like whatever. But for like,
I mean, Spider is basically that.
Yeah, exactly.
Spider is actually the example I thought in my head because I was like, as far as I saw, there was no like big impact of making the main character female, but on the other side, like there'd be no impact of making him male.
She's a spider, so all you do is make her a cutesy spider when it matters,
exactly,
and boom,
and that's
you've got toys. Nobody wants a cutesy boy spider. Nobody wants a cutesy boy spider. They don't want it. Now, you make that anime, and I'm sure it'll be just as successful. But until then, there's no evidence that anyone wants a cutesy boy spider because spiders are already creepy. So, I mean, I don't care, but a lot of people don't like spiders. So, you're trying to sell a spider, you either make it cool or you make it cutesy. And you make it cutesy by making a girl because Japan.
Yep.
That's their cultural norm.
I mean, Cori brought a good point. All the spiders that I see are all males. I only kill male spiders. There's no every spider that I've killed in that past life has always been a male. There are no females in the world. Although that wouldn't kill a spider.
Must protect Scarlet.
Yeah, definitely no Charlottes.
Exactly, no Charlottes.
Interesting.
So okay, let me ask you, Vivi Fluoride Eyes, right? Song, because that title always throws me off. Male or female? Does Vivi need to be male? No.
I think
you make her female because guess what? Patrick loves that shit.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
They made it female for other marketing reasons.
Yep, 100%. She is knockoff Vocaloid, and I'm all about it.
You're right. It could have been a boy.
Idol.
Yep, it could have been a boy. I don't see why not.
Could have been Kaito, but Kaito is not as popular. I love him, though.
I could see that.
So we'll go back to episode 1, Jujutsu Kaisen. Why is he a male character? Because they were trying to do basically a shonen show a la Yu Yu Naruto. It is the male, female dynamic. All the teams are the same way. Male, female. It's a shonen. It has to have a certain amount of shonen energy. It does buck the trend. But I would love to watch a shonen anime where the main character is a normal looking, not like overly like stylized or anything, female lead. Like if they took Jujutsu Kaisen and made the main character, I can't remember her name.
Yes, I know.
Naga. It's not Nagasaki.
Yeah.
I think it starts with the N. Anyway, the girl character, she replaced the male character and just kind of flipped it. Everything else is the same. But
I would have loved that.
And she's a good version of that because she doesn't give a fuck.
I finished
zero fucks.
24 episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen, and it's astonishing how we predict. I mean, I went back to the first episode of our podcast. Like, we predicted a lot of it going on. It is Yu Yu Naruto and the backstories and the characters. But as the Sakura and the girl character, she is way better.
Way better.
She is
the
way
best
better.
version.
She is badass. She's down to fight.
Yeah. She would make
a
fantastic shonen protagonist who happens to be female.
Yeah.
And she's not like pretty or anything. She's just normal.
Yep.
So it defeats the purpose in their minds because they're like, market it. I want to sell it. Because are you going to buy a figurine of her? Not for the reasons most people buy female figurines. Like, so if you want her to be a badass, she's not quite like... She doesn't quite look like a badass. Because she's in a school uniform.
Yep.
The girl with the glasses and the
spear.
I might buy a figurine. I don't usually buy figurines, but I would theoretically buy a figurine of hers because she could have a cool pose. Girl with her nails and her hammer?
Right.
Maybe. You have to try real hard to make that look cool.
It's not like the Lady Tsunade, which is like, she is a badass. She's like, strongest woman, but, they made her... They directed her art direction in a certain way that makes it so better. So that's how it goes.
That old lady looks great.
Yes. That 60-year-old lady is amazing.
Yeah. She's pulling some Halle Berry on that one.
So it's all about marketing and like attraction of if you're going to be able to sell figures and like merch to your specific audience.
Merch.
Is basically the difference. Wow. Because I can't think of any female-led shonen anime. Like, it's a shonen. It just happens to have a female main character. I'm not thinking like Ikitosen.
No. That's, yeah.
Wait. No. I got it. Everybody, all right, get your bingo cards out. I'm about to say it. You should know by now. Ranma. I'm done.
Doesn't
my God. Ding, bingo. Here's the spoiler, guys. Every spot on the bingo card, it says Ranma.
The free space, just put in Ranma.
Yep, just flip Ranma. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
No, but you're right. And it makes sense. Theoretically, in a world where everything is binary, nothing is fluid at all, because that's how the world works, right? Anyway, in a world where it's only black and white, boys shows for boys, girls for girls, boy character to look up to, girl character to look up to. You know, no one in the world is telling their kid their male child on a regular basis that they should be watching Moana and Frozen and was it Braid and all those other shows and being like, be like her. Is that a problem? I think it's not, because the kid will be the kid, and if they find good role models, great. Mm-hmm. But that's just not how, you know, societies have developed over the last however many thousands of years. We generally say, look for a person who looks like you to be like. And that's not bad. It's just what we do. Doesn't mean you can't find someone who doesn't look like you. But it doesn't hurt to have multiple examples. And one of them being like you, one of them being not like you, and so on and so forth. In a perfect world, that's what we would do.
It helps develop empathy for sure, but sadly, shonen anime producers have not gotten that. You know, having a little diversity can go a long way.
Yeah.
They're all about their boys.
Is it wrong that the only, I guess I would call it shonen show that's a girl is Kill la Kill, but like, then again, that's a very weird, it's super stylized and it's still very like scantily, right? But I wouldn't really call it's shonen, right, for a girl, but it's still like... It's
shows like Kill la Kill that make me feel like you one step forward, two steps back. Because Kill la Kill is a shonen, it is a shonen anime, but it is also like, it's like, look
some
at
choices
me,
were made. Some choices were made, let's say.
Yeah.
To sell.
It's 100% shonen show. Oh my god. Look, I should Google it right now. Like, Kill la Kill figurines. And you tell me how many of them look like they're safe for work.
And how many, change clothes.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep.
Battle damage.
Battle damage.
Oh.
Yes,
battle
please.
damage.
Yes.
Nudist beach.
But you're right. Okay. Kill la Kill. I'm 100%. That's a shonen anime with a female protagonist.
Yes.
Main character.
Yep.
So there's at least one.
That.
Good job.
That's the one. That's it. Yep.
There's probably there's a couple out there probably, but like things like, what is it? Cutie Honey? I want to say. That's
Cutie Honey. Yep.
I don't know if that was considered shonen though. It's more like
that's like a Sailor Moon-esque. Sailor Moon.
Oh well, style. Okay. What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of something else. Not Cutie Honey then.
Cutie Honey is Sailor Moon-esque. But yeah.
Let me see.
Interesting. Oh, I suppose Magical Girl Ore would kind of because that's more of the magical girl genre than
I was about to say magical girl genre. I guess Kill la Kill people can argue that Kill la Kill is a magical girl. No. It's just it's the transformation sequence that in my mind that makes it. Mm-hmm. If it has a transformation sequence, I'm like, is that part of it? But
that
I don't know.
I don't think it.
I
can see the argument. Okay. Real quick. I don't think it's a magical girl show. I think it's a superhero show. I think it's a Power Rangers Sentai transformation power-up show. I don't think it's... Because, yes, the similarities are right there on purpose. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not... Sailor Moon and Power Rangers ain't that different. But I think Kill la Kill is about a single character fighting. I think Kill la Kill is more Kamen Rider than it is Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Okay. I could go with that.
Magical Girl has a different feeling to it that I'm not doing a very good job explaining off the top of my head. But I would say that the Magical Girl genre is more about gaining powers that are magical and maybe even unexplained or not gone into depth like most magic is. Mm-hmm. While Kill la Kill is like, look, we developed a technology that's made out of clothes. Use my scissors. Go. Like, it's such a weird freaking... It's a good show, but it's a weird show. And people get very, very close to being naked, to full-on naked. And it's great. It's a great show, though.
It is amazing.
I'm not thinking about Cutie Honey, though. I'm thinking about a different show. It's two girls. They're like in space. One's got red hair. The other one's got like blue hair. But it's like from the 80s.
Vicky, the deep cut, but not really the deepest cut. What would you put a genre on my Utena? Like, what would you call that? Is that like a it's not magical girl, but it is like a female lead character who's like fighting, and it's like kind of that. It's like the girl shonen style as well, but or is that more of like a drama? How would you feel?
Ooh, love the deep cut, because I was even thinking about. I was like, how would I categorize Utena? Because it's not magical girl. Although it kind of is. Mm-hmm. It kind of is. But it's not so much shonen because of the... Or rather, it's shonen, but the... what it's about is not what shonen is generally about. Mm-hmm. Like, the content is... It's shonen for girls.
Right.
Because it's not shoujo, but it's definitely action-based.
Yeah.
It's not shoujo, though?
Utena is not
like
shoujo. I wouldn't think so.
If Utena was a boy, would it be shonen? Or would it be like... Yeah. Or would it be like sentai?
I mean... Well... No, okay. So here's what I'm thinking on Utena. So as someone who's watched 30-something episodes of a 50-episode anime over 2 years... I'm slowly getting through it.
2 more years.
Clearly,
2 more years.
Tell, I'm like, right. One more pandemic, I'll get this show out the way.
Yep. Come on, variants.
Okay, Utena wants to be masculine as a girl. Like it's very straightforward. Like she wants to be relatively masculine. Like she doesn't want to be a guy. She just wants to be like the prince. So she wants to be masculine. But it's not a show about fighting. It's not a show about being strong and powerful. It's a show about being yourself. Mm-hmm. But also, there's a lot of shoujo characteristics, the flowers and the way that the males are dressed. I think it's still a shoujo, though. I don't think it's just shonen.
Yeah, now that you're... Because it's more like she... As a girl, she wants masculinity to be, like, acknowledged in girls. Like, you can be your own prince. Mm-hmm. You don't need to be...
Yeah.
And kind of like with Sailor Moon, it kind of teaches you a lesson. And a lot of shoujo have that built in, whereas shonen is like...
Get stronger. You get stronger, young mm-hmm. boy. Work together, friendship, all that good stuff.
Yep.
You know.
Your parents died, and now you are...
Yeah,
the last thing between evil.
Yes, that is the formula. Like all the like for shonen, it's like it's the male character lead. They all Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Naruto, even with Jujutsu Kaisen. Like a lot of the shows, like that fits that archetype very well. But I guess it's harder to find other things that are outside of that may kind of. And it's not necessarily like the values or the moral of the show. It's just like what is that formula that's being used on it? And in Utena, like in that case, it sounds more like its own thing, doing its own thing rather than following the formula. So
it is hard to categorize, which is why I love that one in particular. Interesting segues.
Real side question. We should do an 80s anime three-part series.
Oh God, you know I can't stand anime older than the 90s.
Have you seen any? Do you know of any? Like I can't really think of like.
Yeah, I mean,
imagine a handful for me.
I don't know a lot, but I know some. Like off top, just because I was trying to find this one anime I can't remember the name of, as is always true. But, okay. Here's a movie, Wicked City, right? Fist of No Star.
I love Wicked City.
I love a ton of the Gundam shows. Mm-hmm. Dragon Ball, The Professional, some of the Transformers stuff. Saint Seiya, right?
Ooh, Saint Seiya.
My Neighbor Totoro, Akira, Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh.
Half of the good Miyazaki movies.
This is all 80s?
These are all 80s, yeah.
I feel like the movies were the movies boom was...
A good amount of them are really popular movies, but...
Yeah.
Dirty Pair. Yes, I found it. Dirty Pair. Yurusei Yatsura, Mizomikaku, Ranma is also technically like very late 80s, early 90s, but you know, Macross. Yeah, there's tons of great 80s stuff that don't listen to the music because half the time I've watched old 80s anime, the music is terrible in my opinion, but that's me. But yeah. Dirty Pair.
Oh, Mr.
Dirty Pair is one of those like shows I watched on like Toonami at like 11 o'clock, and I'm like, I'm going to get in trouble for watching this show. It was not even that bad. It's probably like a 5 on the ecchi meter, really. But I was I'm like 13, so I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dirty Pair. That's a show. I have no strong opinions about it at this point. Yep, red hair, blue hair, cops in space.
Don't think I've seen it, but interesting segment. Back to Odd Taxi. Y'all gonna keep watching it? Because I don't know if I am. It's
probably gonna get one more episode, but I don't think I'm gonna finish this show.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me because I want to know the mystery. A good mystery always gets me every time because I love that stuff. But it's like, I want to know who's in his house. Come on, like I need to know. That's it. But other than that, I probably will not. I definitely feel like I don't really need it that bad. So I don't think I'll continue to watch the show. Yeah,
I really wanted to like it. Like I thought it was going to be cool and quirky and just odd, but it's just it doesn't grab me. It's just like I might read the Wikipedia just to figure out like what the whole mystery is, but I don't think I'll watch it.
Yeah, it's pretty niche humor.
Mm-hmm.
Any recommendations for odd anime, like weird, not like just weird anime? There's always a list.
Yeah, there's Fooly Cooly,
preferably good weird anime, but you know,
Fooly Cooly.
Fooly Cooly is a weird one. I mean, Arakawa Under the Bridge. I would recommend that show as a weird.
Look, let me just say this. I fell in love with some of the music from that show. Red Coat by I forget his name now. Freaking love that. So many songs. Arakawa on the Bridge is great. It's weird. 2 seasons. You're gonna have to read a lot. So if you're not one of those who wants to read subtitles and like read them quickly and get a lot of weird inside jokes that make your head a little bit tired, maybe not watch Arakawa on the Bridge. But Setsubo Sensei is the same way. So if you like one, you'll probably like the other. I think I mentioned earlier. What's the one? Excel Saga.
Yep, Excel Saga. I was trying to think. I was like,
is that 90s or 2000s?
2000s. The art style is pretty decent-ish. Paprika, the movie, but I love it. It's so interesting and odd.
The best odd show ever is Paranoia Agents.
I was just about to say that.
Agents. Anything by Satoshi Kon, I believe. Any odd stuff. I believe he also did Paprika as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Possibly.
Yep.
Perfect Blue.
I tried to watch Paranoia Agent. I think I got 3 episodes in, and I was just like, I am confused.
Yeah, exactly. Good job. It did his job. It's like, what is going on? Ooh.
But it makes sense by the end.
Yes, you gotta.
And
it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't really make sense.
Can someone explain it, please? Because I did not.
I cannot.
I don't even remember if I watched the whole show because I was like, what? Yeah. I don't know if I'm supposed to be scared. I don't understand.
I don't quite remember. I just remember like the doll, the little pink plushy dog gets giant and like I don't know. It's just so many weird stuff. I don't quite remember the ending of that show.
Yeah, I didn't love that. I didn't love Fooly Cooly, to be honest.
It's okay. I think the summary is that there's a guy with a bat who's on rollerblades, right? And he is
right. It was a kid on a bat or something.
Little Slugger is, and then the first episode is like, you know, the boy is. They think he's Little Slugger because he fits the profile, I guess, or something like that. And like, you don't know who Little Slugger is, but he appears in all. He enters these people's lives that we're following. So each episode might be a different character, and he appears in their lives somehow, and gives them the whack or something, But there are other type of episodes that are like other character story focused. But it's all about the little slugger and like who is here and what's going on. But it's a weird show, and a little bit. It's on the extreme weird. I think it's not too extreme, but very, very weird.
It is odd for sure. I like Mob Psycho. I would call that pretty odd, even though it's straightforward, like ghosts and a boy that can see them and fight them. Just the art style itself makes it so odd, and it's an interesting storyline too.
You know what? I gotta dig out all my old anime CDs. There is one show that I guarantee, is almost impossible, I'm sure, to locate. I hear no one ever talk about it. I watched it in the mid-2000s. And it keeps coming up when we're on podcasts, and I am going to look real quick. So you talk about anything.
Yeah.
If I have to come back and talk about Higehiro, I will, because I am watching that. But I'll be right back.
Yeah,
the Higehiro update.
This is one of those. This is one of the moments where like I wish I started. I had an account of like my anime list where I could log in and be like, this is a list. This is an episode of anime I've watched. Here's a check mark, so I could go back to my list of like animes I've seen before. Granted, that list is never going to be as big as Cori's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've watched quite a bit of anime, but then Cori like busts out not only like all
Cori
these
knows.
obscure ones, but like who made them too, and I'm like,
Cori's definitely a veteran.
Keep all of that.
He's a veteran for sure in that sense.
The grumpy old man moniker, well earned.
Well deserved.
Like back in my day,
exactly.
It was drawn frame by frame.
He's referencing 1980s. I'm like, Cori, this is too far. Let's get to the most recent stuff. For the viewers, he can't hear what he's... Oh, now he knows what you're saying.
No. What? What are you talking about?
Nothing. You'll find out. You have to listen to the podcast.
Has anyone ever watched, just a random, because I'm looking through, Read or Die?
No.
Ooh, it's the girl that turns paper, like, transmorphize.
That one is super cool. Like, it's just cool. Like, the reason I even watched Read or Die was because of AMVs. Like, AMVs have introduced me to music and anime and I stopped watching AMVs a decade ago, but man, Read or Die is fun to watch. They made a sequel that was less good, but it was still fun to watch. Ooh. There's one called Zipang, Zipang. It's a Japanese battleship from like 2010 that goes back to World War II.
That sounds weird, but very, very interesting at the same time.
What's the one? Something City Actors. I don't know if it's an anime or if it was just like a song project. I know all of the Vocaloid songs have been produced by Jin. Mega City Actors. Look it up. It's like Mega or Mega.
Another weird one that I didn't really like, but I finished, was Ergo Proxy. Anybody? Ergo Proxy? I could barely explain the plot on that one.
I tried to watch it because that's the one where it's almost a bit like a Psychopass, but with it's like different. But I could not
see. Like I said, it's hard to explain. Yeah. I don't recommend it. I don't.
Yeah, it's got it. Yeah, don't watch it. Mekaku City Actors. That's the one where it's like these kids have special powers with their eyes. I think they all have like red eyes. It's interesting, and it is an anime now.
Those character designs though are that's basically Hatsune Miku.
It very much is.
Yeah,
because the Kagero project was just a bunch of.
Is it based off of those? A very simple, strange. This one is Bobo. Bo 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 bo.
Oh yeah,
and that actually was like there was English translated, I believe, in Toonami for a while, and so that definitely spread its mark.
I remember that being on. And I'm like, nope, pass.
Yep, that's
bo 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 or something like that.
Yeah, but that's a fun. That is actually a fun. That's a wacky show, but it's comedy fun show. It's just a wild ride. Like nothing.
There's another one that came out around that same time where the guy was like a hunter of random animals and he just wanted to cook them and eat them.
Oh yeah, it's I forgot what it is, but I know what you mean.
This is the same era as Zatch Bell.
That's a wild. That is a strange anime. I remember watching. I was a big fan of Zatch Bell. It's just
I got into it and then I fell out of it.
Yeah.
I'm still into Pokemon at the time, so it was like, I don't have time for Zatch Bell.
Yeah, look. There was Pokemon, there was Digimon, and there was Metabots, and there was all the other crap, and there was Beyblades, and guess who's still around? Pokemon.
All of them. All of them are still
Oh, really?
Not really.
Did you find your CD?
They're around in the sense that you can buy their merch. No.
Oh.
They're DVDs, but no. I had CDs in the past. I moved up.
Exactly.
And now, I pay for Funimation and VRV. And VRV is not owned by Funimation, so I'm wondering when they're going to fix that problem. But anyway, pay for your shows.
Well, then give us the update on how Crimes Against Teenagers, the Upside, updated. Also known as Higehiro.
No, you got the title wrong. It's how to find your teenage wife on the street and raise her so she'd be perfect for you and everybody doesn't care.
How to wait a couple of years. Sorry. The opinions reflected.
How to calculate
jokes,
when it's not statutory rape.
These are just jokes. But no, Higehiro. How is that wild ride for you?
How to meet a teenage girl who will tell you her cup size is huge because she's desperate to get into your bed. I mean, have a house. I mean, marry you. I mean, crimes. So, the show continues to be unbelievably optimistic. Like, I still can't say it's bunny drop level yet. It's gonna hit it because of course it will, now, maybe because Bunny Drop had a first season. Maybe there's a second season they'll never air because crimes. But they're the show is so clearly like, I am not gonna do a bad thing, even though technically I already have. Okay, so we talked about episode 1. From episode 1 to episode 6, everyone finds out.
Wow.
Everyone. A dude that she spent the night, she lived in his apartment for a while, in the beginning of episode 3, it shows that she had sex with a dude. Like, it doesn't, show, but it shows. It's all but explicit. It's basically, it tries to climb up the ecchi scale a bit for a little bit, and then it goes back down. So it kind of was that 3, 4, that one echisode. It's almost that bad. It's not really that bad. It's like PG-13, but enough where you're like, that it happened. Some sex to be had there. So that guy, shows up and he gets all rapey real quick. And then main character Kun comes in and is like, "Did he hurt you?" She's like, "Eh. Can I make him leave?" She's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "All right." And then he talks to him. I'm waiting for him to punch the guy. Doesn't happen. Anyway, so this is like the most upright citizen who's ever made one mistake that could put him in jail. And which again, good on him. But I'm like, oh, you're definitely gonna punch the guy. No.
You know what? Can I interject?
So.
One tidbit? Every episode you watch it, he's like, "Oh, good for this guy. Good for him. Good for him."
Yeah.
Episode 2, oh, you didn't do that. Good for you, man. Good job. Episode 10, My man is he's still decent. Good job on being a decent person. But then you're always
still
at the
has not
tension.
committed sex crimes.
Yeah, you're always at the tension. I'm like, damn it, why am I expecting him not to be a decent person?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do I just want to watch the show so I know he messes up?
Pretty much.
Oh man. But go on. Yeah.
It's like watching a train wreck that never happened.
Or watching a cat just about to push a glass off a table, but it doesn't. But it has the potential to.
The palm is on the glass. You're just waiting for it. You know you're doing it.
Just just kidding.
Oh, this show.
It's a cock tease, but without the cock? I don't know. Anyway, so that was episode 3. By episode 6, everyone knows. The woman who he definitely is interested in knows. She comes to visit. She says, meets the girl, talks to her, and it's like, you sure nothing happened? Cool, great. He's a nice guy. I love him. Then why'd you reject him, woman? Wild. This wouldn't have happened. Because in the first episode, he's like, you want to come back to my place? And she's like, I have a boyfriend for 5 years. And the second episode, she's like, haha, that was a lie. What?
That's believable. Go on.
And she's like, I'm a virgin. I'm like, I don't care. Don't tell him you have a boyfriend if you like him. That doesn't make any sense. So I'm mad about that. I don't like her right now. So then by episode 10, the brother comes, the brother of the girl, and finds him and doesn't. And then he asks her, she's like, so nothing happened? She's like, no. It's like, okay, cool. And then she's like, okay, you should go home. And then he's like, all right, I can get you 7 days. Wow. So then by episode, 12? Because 11 is called Resolve. And I was making fun of that when it happened. Like, why isn't he resolved? What's going on? So at the end of episode 11, she asked to sleep in his bed. Mm-hmm.
Because that's a...
Nothing happens. Anyway.
Right, of course. Good for him. Exactly.
The sleeping in the bed is what happens.
Every time.
That's what's that's not kosher. That's...
But nothing happened. It's like Schrodinger's cat, right? Like the cat's in the box, and you don't know whether something's going on until you open the box. Obviously, nothing happened, right, Cori? Right? The show nothing happened.
That's what the show said.
Yep.
But if you put the cat in the box, the cat could be dead, and the fact that could have happened is what's wrong. Don't.
You're right.
Oh,
but we examined the box though, and when you examine the box, the outcome that it happened didn't happen because when you open the box, you get to see it. But when you put the box down, when you close the box, that's where it might happen. But
and I think I didn't tell you, but I think it was episode 3. She has a moment where she purposely gets in her bra and panties and just look, you want this, right? She's not that bold, but that's essentially what goes on. Mm-hmm. And he admits it. He's like, yes, but stop it.
Again, good for you, dude. Good for you, Maker.
Right. Good for you. Because she's, and again, it logically makes sense. Someone in her position where she's used to, this is how the world works now. She's like, I'm not fulfilling my role or whatever to stay here. And he's like, no, this is your role to stay here. And I'm like, correct. But she's also like, no, that's not how everyone else has done it. So clearly, you're just going to kick me out sooner than I want you to. So let me provide the service. And he's like, I will kick you out for that. And then he doesn't, of course, because...
You know what I'm learning? She's a bully. She is a bully. She's like Nagotoro-san. She's just a bully. You think she's kind and sweet.
Man,
she is bullying
if she was Nagotoro-san, she would have long since figured out how to get the situation better for herself. But anyway.
Peer pressure.
I need to watch that. I've only really watched 2 episodes.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so by episode 11 or 12, they go and visit the mom. The mom is her own bag of problems. But she's basically the reason why. So the main spoiler is the reason why she ran away is because her friend, she met a new friend. She was kind of a loner at school. A friend met her. Then all the other girls were ridiculing and teasing and bullying the friend. The friend commits suicide because she can't be close to main character, G-boob size girl, and all that fun stuff. So, girl kills herself, like Wonder Egg priority.
They Wonder Egg.
Wow.
They Wonder Egg priority.
Like literally jumps off the
Jesus.
Wonder Egg priority, like the same thing, but not as good. Anyway, so she jumps off the school. They put up a fence and da. So then the brother comes and blah blah blah. They bring her there. Mom told the girl, "This is why she ran away in the first place.
Wow.
You killed your friend."
Wow.
Oh, jeez. That's some brutal stuff.
So mom is just a piece of work. She's terrible. She doesn't understand people, emotions, humanity. She doesn't. Now, the reason that the mom is extra messed up versus her otherwise just not understanding how people work is that the father impregnated the mother and then left because the mother wouldn't have an abortion of the main character female character.
Okay.
So it's all messed up family nonsense. So like again, I can see logically in a world where this would happen, but also like that's terrible. Like it just is terrible. So it's a good construction. The show makes sense aside from the fact that like this guy has
the power.
The will of a god, yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing good work. He's doing good work.
You're proud for him, but you're also disgusted at yourself sometimes.
Because I honestly am thinking like this guy's in real life, 80% of let's call it 75. 75 of the percent of the men
no, you're right.
in that situation would not do what he did.
Yeah,
the other 10% are gay. The last 15% either are 5% just perfect angels and 10% too afraid to do what she said they can do.
Abysmal stats.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, no, Cori just brought up the big, like you just feel like weird about it. You just, I don't want to. Why even put yourself in that situation at all?
I want to believe that this is not bunny drop because it's like good job, guy. But tomorrow, or is it tomorrow? Monday is the last episode.
See the finale? Oh yeah.
6:28. So I'm hoping, because at this point there is no way to fuck this up on accident.
Oh, they've got those.
You have to do it on purpose now. It has to be like, you're 18, let's get married. Like that's gonna happen.
Oh,
next
that's
episode.
true.
That's what's gonna happen.
She's gonna lie about her age, or her birth date is gonna be her birth certificate. They're gonna find her birth certificate, and it's gonna be like way below. and she's gonna be old enough.
Surprise, we're not related. Anyway,
exactly.
So here's what's interesting that happened in episode 12. He's like, I would love to be able to adopt her, but that's not my role.
What? They are grabbing buddies left
He's
and right.
like, I would love to.
A deep cut reference.
You are the mother. It is your responsibility. I want to be able to help, but I am not the mother. I'm not the father. So please do it. I would love to help, though. Let me be available. Like, I'm like, he's hitting all of the correct choices. He has the cheat codes in this visual novel. Like, boom, boom.
He's trying to get the perfect ending.
So.
Yeah.
And that's why he's definitely going to marry her when she turns 18.
Oh,
bullshit.
I don't...
Because if she met someone else and got married and he was just like the weird uncle, I'd be like, that is exactly how the show should end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Again, like you said, they paint him to be the perfect, like the situation. Every situation that's played out, like he makes the perfect choice. He says the perfect thing. He is thinking exactly what you're thinking as a viewer, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna respond to what you're thinking about.
In a world where people don't take advantage of people who are in compromising positions, he did everything right. Right? A stranger needs your help. In a world where we don't take advantage of people in compromising positions, you help strangers because you do to others what you would have them do to you, right? I don't want to have sex with strangers to live. I don't want to have sex with strangers to die. I don't want to have sex with strangers to But I guess in a world where we take advantage of each other, that's how I get enough to survive, right? But he's like, no, that's fucked up. No, fuck them. They're fucked up. You're all right. Just believe in yourself.
I just want you to be prepared for all these bunnies they got in their hands to hit the ground, because
man,
season finale.
It's gonna be raining bunnies on Monday. I'm gonna send texts like
because even if they wait till she's 18, it's kind of like a student waiting till they graduate to marry their high school teacher. That power imbalance is still there.
It is. Yes. It's all of that. It's all of that. So if I had not made this clear in the previous episode, the reason is not that her age by itself is the problem. It is that he is grooming her. The end. Even if he's not trying to groom her, she has been groomed.
Look at that nice new hairstyle.
Because he's such a nice guy. He's such a nice guy. He's so great. And if they had met when she was 18 and he was 26, 27, it's still a weird age gap. Not the worst thing in the world. No one's going to do anything about it. But then it's like, you are legally an adult. We assume that you can make choices based on reason, logic, and so on and so forth. That may not be true, but that's what we assume. That is, we put that cutoff for a reason. It still may not be the best reason. It might actually need to be older, but point is, we, Americans specifically, put it at 18. So that we can say, you're an adult, go, do your thing. Try not to be a horrible monster. But she's 16 or 17. And we've all been 16 or 17, and we've all made stupid choices. We've all been 26. Well, we have. And we've made terrible choices, right? The main character who's making the best choices is 26. And he should have called the police. He should have called the police on the first fucking hour. He should have been like, police, I have a 16-year-old in my house. I found her on the street. She really needs some help. Can I send her to a homeless shelter? Because I don't want to go to jail. I mean, he literally, on the TV show, or on the news, hears about another guy who kidnapped a 16-year-old.
Ooh.
If that wasn't in episode 1, that was in episode 2.
Because even if she agrees to stay with him, she doesn't have the authority over herself to, like, make that decision. She's too young to just live with a stranger.
Correct. Right.
He's not a parent or a guardian.
Yeah, I think... Right. It's not, again, I think a lot of people with these type of shows, the age thing becomes like the main focus, but I think we've established that the age is definitely plays it to a part and it's in a layer, but it's the power differential of the situation and, you know, who is holding more, you know, who has more power of another person. And I think that's always going to be a bigger thing that's going to be pushed to the side because the age is always such an easy target to talk about. But again,
if she walked into this situation with money and she walked in this with the ability to leave at any time, right? That sounds like an adult relationship.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. If she was like 50 and on the street, right? And it'd be like, yeah, it's still wrong. I mean, you want to help them. That's great. But you should still do the proper things and, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's yeah. Ugh. I like it though. Fun show.
You just want to like you're hoping for the landing. I just know you want to see the landing go well. Geez.
I want this to be what Bunny Drop could not be because they had a manga that was
hey man,
incestuous up to the It was incest almost, and then it wasn't at all, which is like a cheap cop out. Like ha, not wrong, still wrong. And I love Bunny Drop. If I had never read the manga, I would rewatch Bunny Drop.
You know, to be honest, after we were talking about that, I went to YouTube and looked up like clips. I was like, man, this is too tough. No, I can't do it. It's a nice show. It's cute. It's warm. It's fuzzy. It's about
It's about a family just taking care of family and sacrificing and doing the right thing and teaching.
And then it was inadvertently about grooming all along.
So mad.
Jeez, yeah.
It was, it was grooming all along.
Tainted. Well.
Tainted. Oh,
anything else you guys want to chat about?
Nah, look. Watch Demon Slayer on Funimation. The movie is on Funimation right now. I went to see the movie. I'm probably going to watch it again, since when I went to the movie, I was not feeling great. So I definitely should rewatch it. But, Demon Slayer, it's great. Watch it. Also, Ranma. Watch Ranma. It's Ranma. Because Ranma. Did I mention Ranma? You want to watch something from the 80s? Watch Dirty Pair. Why? I don't know.
Watch Utena, as always, and watch Higurashi.
Someday, I'm going to find this stupid anime. I cannot remember what it's called, and I don't even know how to Google it. It's terrible. If I find it, we got to watch episode 1.
Sure. Sounds like it'd be fun. Also, Magical Girl Ore. I love it. It's just a good, nice 12-up, relaxing, good time. Well, this has been our review of Odd Taxi and other issues chatting about with my co-host Patrick.
You guys, Odd Taxi is a good show, but very, very odd at the same time.
And Cori.
He's probably a vampire. That's why he uses tusks to stab through her brain and
she's not
drink out
dead.
her life juices, because she's definitely a disembodied corpse in his closet, and he's got ice all around it, just packed, and he just says, "You can leave whenever you want."
So just some wild allegations you're holding
so
on my
wild.
man.
I'm gonna
Walrus.
leave the door unlocked so you can leave.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he says. He's a murderer.
Oh, jeez.
And I have been Vicky. I think Odd Taxi would be great if you love all those Dick Wolf shows, like crime drama. This would be right up your alley. Also, animals for some reason. But what are we watching next week?
Oh, that's right. Next week is Mashiro no Oto, which is those Snow White notes.
Is this the shamisen?
It's the shamisen.
Oh, the shamisen anime.
Shamisen
Yes.
show.
Okay.
I mean, there's also a couple other picks that we could have gone
Well,
here.
we are coming up on season 3, or
Yes.
season 3 for us, and the third round of new anime or continuation of the year of 2021. So, if there are any old anime anyone wants us to watch, let's get some suggestions. And then we'll definitely look at what's coming up in the next couple of weeks, because I believe in July is when they start the new round.
Mm-hmm.
I know we didn't get to any of the other ones like Mars Red or To Your Eternity.
To Your Eternity.
So on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's go.
Yeah, you can let us know.
Shamisen. Let's go full music.
Listen, y'all, I might end up buying a shamisen. I wanted
my
to
goodness.
because of Kubo and the Two Strings.
Oh yeah.
And now there's an anime. But you can let us know about...
Look, when you watch Vivi episode 1, then you can get your shamisen, okay?
I watched episode 1.
You both...
I need to...
Oh, wait, yeah. Of course.
Yeah,
Episode
we
2.
just need to finish
Episode 2, yeah.
finish the
It's
season.
good. It's good.
But let us know what you think. Leave us likes, comments below. You can find us on Twitter at O, as in the number 0, Taku Katsu, or email us at otakukatsupodcast@gmail.com. Thanks again, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.